As the Stoic philosopher Seneca once wisely noted, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. These words serve as a poignant reminder that while helping others is undoubtedly noble, neglecting our own well-being in the process can lead to unforeseen consequences. Today we're delving into a topic that's often glorified but rarely scrutinized: the act of helping others. In a world where kindness is celebrated and altruism is praised, it's easy to overlook the potential downsides of constantly extending a helping hand. Join us as we uncover the dark side of helping others, shedding light on surprising ways it can actually harm you. From the psychological toll of what we might call the Stoics' burden, to the subtle erosion of personal boundaries, we'll explore the complexities of altruism and self-care in today's interconnected world. So sit back, open your mind, and prepare to rethink the true meaning of compassion. Let's dive in. Number 1. The Stoics' burden. Have you ever found yourself constantly putting others' needs before your own? If so, you might be experiencing what we can liken to the martyr syndrome. But from a Stoic perspective, we might call it the Stoics' burden. This phenomenon occurs when individuals prioritize the well-being of others to the detriment of their own mental and emotional health. It's a slippery slope that can lead to a host of negative consequences. The psychological toll of this burden is significant. By consistently neglecting our own needs in favor of helping others, we risk depleting our emotional reserves and fueling feelings of inadequacy. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, counseled, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Yet those afflicted by the Stoics' burden often struggle to internalize this fundamental truth. Self-sacrifice, while noble in theory, can pave the way for burnout and resentment. Picture this: you're constantly juggling the needs of family, friends, and co-workers, all while neglecting your own self-care. Over time, this pattern of behavior can erode your sense of well-being and leave you feeling emotionally drained. The pursuit of constantly being the savior for others can ultimately lead to feelings of resentment towards those you're helping and even towards yourself. In essence, the Stoics' burden is a double-edged sword. While it may garner praise and admiration from those around us, it often comes at the expense of our own mental and emotional health. So the next time you feel compelled to sacrifice your own well-being for the sake of others, remember Marcus Aurelius's words: "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. It's okay to prioritize yourself sometimes. After all, you can't pour from an empty cup. Number 2. Dependency issues. Have you ever noticed that sometimes the more you help someone, the more they seem to rely on you? This phenomenon highlights a crucial aspect of helping others: the potential for dependency issues to arise. While our intentions may be pure, excessive help can inadvertently foster a sense of dependency in those we're trying to assist, ultimately hindering their growth and self-reliance. Psychologically speaking, dependence can develop when individuals become accustomed to receiving assistance for even the smallest tasks. Over time, they may begin to rely on others to solve their problems or meet their needs, rather than developing the skills and resilience to do so themselves. The pattern can be particularly harmful in situations where individuals are capable of handling challenges independently, but choose not to, due to the availability of external support. Real-life examples abound to illustrate the consequences of fostering dependency through excessive help. Consider the case of a parent who constantly swoops in to rescue their child from minor setbacks, such as forgotten homework or disagreements with friends. While the parent's intentions may be to shield their child from hardship, they inadvertently rob them of the opportunity to learn from their mistakes and develop problem-solving skills. Similarly, in professional settings, managers who micromanage their employees may inadvertently stifle creativity and initiative, leading to a team that's overly reliant on direction rather than taking ownership of their work. Ultimately, dependency issues can create a cycle of learned helplessness, where individuals come to believe that they're incapable of overcoming challenges without external assistance. As helpers, it's essential to strike a balance between offering support and encouraging independence. After all, true empowerment comes from equipping others with the tools and confidence to navigate life's challenges on their own. Number 3. Emotional drain. Helping others often involves lending a sympathetic ear and offering support during times of distress. While this act of compassion is undoubtedly commendable, it's essential to recognize the potential for emotional drain that accompanies it. When we absorb others' problems and traumas without setting proper boundaries, we open ourselves up to a profound emotional toll that can impact our well-being. Imagine constantly shouldering the weight of others' burdens, absorbing their pain and suffering as if it were your own. Over time, this emotional labor can become overwhelming, leading to feelings of exhaustion, burnout, and compassion fatigue. Without adequate boundaries in place, helpers risk becoming emotionally depleted, leaving little room for their own needs and self-care. The importance of self-care and emotional resilience cannot be overstated in the context of helping others. Just as flight attendants instruct us to secure our own oxygen masks before assisting others, it's crucial for helpers to prioritize their own well-being. Engaging in activities that recharge and rejuvenate us, whether it's spending time in nature, practicing mindfulness, or seeking support from friends and loved ones, is essential for maintaining emotional balance. Furthermore, developing emotional resilience is key to navigating the inevitable challenges and setbacks that accompany helping others. This resilience enables us to bounce back from difficult situations, set healthy boundaries, and recognize when it's necessary to step back and prioritize our own needs. By cultivating emotional resilience, helpers can continue to offer support to others without sacrificing their own mental and emotional health in the process. In essence, while helping others can be incredibly rewarding, it's essential to approach it mindfully and with self-awareness. By setting boundaries, practicing self-care, and cultivating emotional resilience, helpers can continue to make a positive impact while safeguarding their own well-being. After all, it's only by taking care of ourselves that we can truly show up for others in a meaningful and sustainable way. Number 4. Enabling destructive behavior. In our quest to help others, it's easy to inadvertently enable destructive behavior. Whether it's turning a blind eye to unhealthy habits or providing unwavering support in the face of addiction, our well-intentioned actions can sometimes reinforce negative patterns rather than fostering positive change. Consider the scenario of a friend struggling with addiction. Out of a desire to be supportive, we may offer financial assistance, provide a listening ear, or make excuses for their behavior. While these actions stem from a place of compassion, they can inadvertently enable the continuation of destructive habits by removing the natural consequences of their actions. Without experiencing the full weight of their choices, individuals may be less motivated to seek help or make meaningful changes in their lives. Balancing support with accountability is essential when helping others navigate challenging situations. While it's important to offer empathy and understanding, it's equally crucial to hold them accountable for their actions, and encourage them to take responsibility for their well-being. This might involve setting clear boundaries, offering constructive feedback, or gently guiding them towards resources and support networks that can facilitate positive change. By striking this delicate balance between support and accountability, helpers can empower others to break free from destructive patterns and take ownership of their lives. It's about recognizing that true assistance often requires us to challenge and confront, rather than simply enable and condone. In doing so, we create a foundation for genuine growth and transformation, where individuals can reclaim agency over their choices and chart a course towards a healthier, more fulfilling future. Number 5. Loss of identity. In the noble pursuit of helping others, it's all too easy to lose sight of ourselves along the way. As we become deeply entrenched in the needs and struggles of those we're assisting, we may find our own identities fading into the background, overshadowed by the roles of caregiver, confidant, or rescuer. Imagine a scenario where our days revolve around meeting the needs of others, whether it's lending a listening ear to a friend in crisis or dedicating countless hours to volunteer work. While these acts of compassion are undoubtedly valuable, they can come at a cost: the gradual erosion of our own sense of self. Over time, we may find ourselves defined more by our role as helpers than by our own interests, passions, and aspirations. Maintaining personal boundaries and hobbies is crucial in safeguarding against the loss of identity that can accompany helping others. Setting aside time for activities that bring us joy and fulfillment reminds us that we are more than just caregivers or supporters. We are multifaceted individuals with our own dreams and desires. Whether it's painting, hiking, or playing music, engaging in hobbies allows us to reconnect with ourselves and recharge our spirits. Moreover, establishing clear boundaries is essential for preserving our sense of self in the midst of helping others. By delineating when and how we're available to offer assistance, we create a space for our own needs and priorities. In essence, while helping others is undoubtedly a noble endeavor, it's essential to ensure that we don't lose ourselves in the process. By maintaining personal boundaries and engaging in activities that nourish our own sense of identity, we can continue to offer support to others from a place of authenticity and strength. After all, it's only by honoring our own needs that we can truly show up for others in a meaningful and sustainable way. Number 6. Financial strain. One of the lesser discussed aspects of helping others is the potential for financial strain that it can impose. While our intentions may be pure, the act of consistently supporting others financially can have hidden costs that extend beyond our bank accounts. Consider the scenario of constantly lending money to friends or family members in need. While our initial instinct may be to provide assistance without hesitation, it's essential to recognize the long-term implications of this generosity. Over time, the cumulative effect of these financial contributions can add up, potentially jeopardizing our own financial stability and future security. Moreover, the pressure to constantly be the financial lifeline for others can create a sense of obligation and burden that weighs heavily on us. We may find ourselves sacrificing our own financial goals and aspirations in order to meet the needs of those we're assisting, ultimately diminishing our own sense of agency and control over our finances. Setting healthy financial boundaries is crucial in mitigating the risk of financial strain when helping others. This might involve establishing clear guidelines for when and how we're willing to offer financial assistance, as well as communicating these boundaries openly and assertively with those involved. Learning to say no when we're unable or unwilling to provide financial support is equally important, even if it may feel uncomfortable or difficult in the moment. By setting healthy financial boundaries and learning to say no when necessary, we can ensure that our desire to help others doesn't come at the expense of our own financial well-being. After all, true assistance is about more than just providing financial support. It's about empowering others to become self-reliant and resilient in the face of adversity. And sometimes, the most valuable gift we can offer is the encouragement and support to stand on their own 2 feet. Number 7. Neglecting personal needs. In the pursuit of helping others, it's all too easy to neglect our own needs. Whether it's dedicating long hours to support a friend in crisis or consistently prioritizing the needs of others over our own, this selflessness can come at a cost: the neglect of essential self-care. Imagine a scenario where we find ourselves constantly on call, responding to the needs and demands of others. Over time, this pattern of behavior can take a toll, leaving us feeling depleted, exhausted, and burnt out. Putting others' needs above our own can lead to a neglect of essential self-care practices, such as getting enough sleep, eating healthily, and engaging in regular exercise. Without these fundamental forms of self-nourishment, we become more susceptible to stress, illness, and emotional overwhelm. Strategies for prioritizing personal well-being while still helping others are essential in maintaining a healthy balance. This might involve setting aside dedicated time each day for self-care activities such as meditations, journaling, or going for a walk in nature. It may also entail establishing clear boundaries around our availability and willingness to offer assistance, ensuring that we have the time and space to tend to our own needs. Additionally, cultivating self-compassion and recognizing the importance of our own well-being is crucial in this process. Just as we would extend empathy and understanding to a friend in need, we must learn to offer the same kindness to ourselves. By prioritizing personal well-being, we not only replenish our own reserves, but also become better equipped to offer genuine support and assistance to others. In essence, while helping others is undoubtedly a noble endeavor, it's essential to remember that we cannot pour from an empty cup. By prioritizing our own needs and practicing self-care, we can ensure that our desire to help others comes from a place of abundance rather than depletion. After all, it's only by taking care of ourselves that we can truly show up for others in a meaningful and sustainable way. Number 8. Resentment and bitterness. In the realm of helping others, there exists a subtle danger that often goes unnoticed: the insidious buildup of resentment and bitterness. Despite our best intentions, feelings of resentment can gradually take root, especially when our efforts to help are not reciprocated or appreciated as we had hoped. Picture this. You've invested countless hours and resources into supporting a friend through a challenging time, only to feel unacknowledged and unappreciated for your efforts. Over time, these feelings of resentment can fester, eroding the foundation of trust and goodwill that once existed in the relationship. The experience of resentment towards those we've helped can be particularly potent when the help provided is not reciprocated in kind. Whether it's a lack of gratitude, a failure to acknowledge our efforts, or a refusal to reciprocate support when we're in need, these perceived slights can fuel feelings of bitterness and disillusionment. Healthy ways to address and manage feelings of resentment are essential in preserving our own well-being and maintaining healthy relationships. One strategy involves practicing empathy and seeking to understand the perspectives and circumstances of those we feel resentful towards. By recognizing that their actions may be influenced by their own struggles and limitations, we can cultivate compassion and forgiveness, easing the burden of resentment. Additionally, setting clear boundaries and communicating our needs openly and assertively can help prevent the buildup of resentment in the first place. By articulating our expectations and boundaries in relationships, we create a framework for mutual respect and understanding, reducing the likelihood of unmet expectations and perceived injustices. Ultimately, addressing and managing feelings of resentment requires a willingness to confront uncomfortable emotions and engage in honest communication. Whether it's through journaling, therapy, or open dialogue with the individuals involved, taking proactive steps to address resentment can pave the way for healing and reconciliation. By acknowledging and processing our feelings in healthy ways, we can release the grip of bitterness and reclaim a sense of peace and emotional well-being. Number 9. Impact on relationships. The act of constantly helping others can exert a significant strain on personal relationships, often in ways that are subtle yet profound. While our intentions may be rooted in compassion and support, the relentless focus on meeting the needs of others can leave little room for nurturing our own connections and bonds. Consider the scenario of a partner who spends the majority of their time and energy assisting friends or colleagues, leaving their significant other feeling neglected and unimportant. Despite their best efforts to be supportive, the imbalance in attention and priorities can sow seeds of resentment and dissatisfaction in the relationship. Moreover, constantly helping others can create a dynamic where our relationships become transactional in nature, centered around the exchange of assistance and support rather than genuine connection and intimacy. This can lead to feelings of disconnection and isolation, as the depth and authenticity of our relationships are overshadowed by the roles of caregiver or rescuer. Strategies for maintaining healthy boundaries within relationships are essential in mitigating the impact of constantly helping others. This might involve setting aside dedicated time for quality interactions with loved ones, free from distractions or external obligations. It may also entail communicating openly and honestly about our needs and priorities, fostering a sense of mutual understanding and respect. Furthermore, cultivating empathy and compassion within our relationships can help bridge the gap between our desire to help others and our commitment to nurturing meaningful connections. By actively listening to the needs and concerns of our loved ones, we can create a supportive environment where everyone feels seen, heard, and valued. In essence, while helping others is undoubtedly a noble endeavor, it's essential to recognize the potential toll it can take on our personal relationships. By prioritizing healthy boundaries, open communication, and mutual respect, we can ensure that our desire to help others does not come at the expense of our own connections and well-being. After all, the most meaningful support we can offer is often found within the context of genuine, nurturing relationships. Number 10. Compassion fatigue. Compassion, while a noble and essential quality, can sometimes lead to an unexpected consequence: compassion fatigue. This phenomenon refers to the emotional and physical exhaustion that arises from prolonged exposure to the suffering and trauma of others. As helpers, our capacity for empathy and compassion can become depleted over time, leaving us feeling drained, overwhelmed, and emotionally numb. Imagine a healthcare worker who spends long hours caring for patients in distress, or a social worker who listens to the harrowing stories of abuse and trauma day in and day out. While their intentions may be to offer support and alleviate suffering, the relentless exposure to others' pain can take a toll on their own well-being. Techniques for combating compassion fatigue and fostering resilience are essential in mitigating its impact on helpers. One strategy involves practicing self-care rituals that replenish and rejuvenate our emotional reserves. This might include engaging in activities that bring us joy and relaxation, such as meditation, exercise, or spending time in nature. Moreover, seeking support from peers, mentors, or mental health professionals can provide a vital lifeline for helpers struggling with compassion fatigue. By sharing our experiences and vulnerabilities with others who understand the unique challenges of helping professions, we can find solace, validation, and guidance in navigating the complexities of compassion fatigue. Additionally, setting healthy boundaries and practicing self-compassion are crucial in preserving our well-being in the face of compassion fatigue. Learning to recognize our own limits and saying no when necessary allows us to prioritize our own needs and prevent burnout. Similarly, cultivating self-compassion enables us to extend the same kindness and understanding to ourselves that we offer to others, fostering resilience in the face of adversity. In essence, while compassion fatigue may be an inevitable occupational hazard for helpers, it is not insurmountable. By implementing strategies for self-care, seeking support, and practicing self-compassion, we can navigate the challenges of compassion fatigue with grace and resilience, ensuring that we can continue to offer support and assistance to others in a sustainable and meaningful way. Number 11. Unrealistic expectations. In the world of helping others, there often exists an unspoken pressure to always be available and helpful, no matter the cost. This pressure can give rise to unrealistic expectations from those we assist, as well as from ourselves. Whether it's responding to messages at all hours of the day or constantly putting others' needs above our own, these expectations can create a cycle of stress and burnout that is difficult to break. Imagine a scenario where a friend or family member comes to rely on us as their sole source of support and guidance, expecting us to drop everything to attend to their needs at a moment's notice. While our initial instinct may be to accommodate these demands out of a desire to be helpful, the relentless pressure to always be available can quickly become overwhelming. Setting realistic boundaries and managing expectations is essential in navigating the minefield of unrealistic expectations. This might involve communicating openly and assertively about our availability and limitations, setting clear guidelines for when and how we're willing to offer assistance. By establishing boundaries that respect our own needs and priorities, we create a framework for healthy and sustainable relationships. Moreover, managing expectations requires a degree of self-awareness and self-advocacy. It's about recognizing our own limits and asserting our right to prioritize our own well-being, even if it means disappointing others or setting boundaries that may be perceived as selfish or unhelpful. By reframing our understanding of what it means to be helpful, we can begin to challenge the unrealistic expectations that society places on helpers and reclaim agency over our own lives. In essence, while the pressure to always be available and helpful may be ingrained in our cultural norms, it's essential to recognize the toll it can take on our own well-being. By setting realistic boundaries, managing expectations, and advocating for ourselves, we can create a healthier and more sustainable approach to helping others, one that honors our own needs and priorities while still offering support and assistance to those who need it. Number 12. Self-neglect. In the noble pursuit of helping others, it's all too easy to forget about our own needs and well-being. Whether it's spending long hours tending to the needs of friends, family, or colleagues, the relentless focus on assisting others can leave little time or energy for self-care. Imagine a scenario where we find ourselves constantly putting others' needs above our own, neglecting essential self-care practices such as getting enough sleep, eating healthily, or taking breaks to recharge. Over time, this pattern of self-neglect can take a toll on our physical, emotional, and mental well-being, leading to exhaustion, burnout, and diminished resilience. The importance of self-compassion and self-care practices cannot be overstated in the context of helping others. Just as we would extend empathy and understanding to a friend in need, it's crucial to offer the same kindness and compassion to ourselves. This means recognizing our own limitations, setting realistic boundaries, and prioritizing our own needs and well-being. Self-care practices can take many forms, whether it's carving out time for activities that bring us joy and relaxation, practicing mindfulness and meditation, or seeking support from friends, family, or mental health professionals. By making self-care a priority, we replenish our emotional reserves, boost our resilience, and ensure that we have the capacity to continue offering support and assistance to others in a sustainable and meaningful way. In essence, while helping others is undoubtedly a noble endeavor, it's essential to remember that we cannot pour from an empty cup. By prioritizing self-compassion and self-care practices, we not only safeguard our own well-being, but also enhance our capacity to make a positive impact in the lives of others. After all, true assistance begins with taking care of ourselves first. Number 13. Overlooking red flags. When we're focused on helping others, it's common to overlook warning signs or red flags in their behavior. Whether it's dismissing concerning patterns as isolated incidents or downplaying the severity of the situation, our desire to offer support can sometimes blind us to the reality of what's unfolding before us. Imagine a scenario where a friend repeatedly makes excuses for their partner's controlling behavior, attributing it to stress or temporary difficulties in the relationship. Despite mounting evidence of manipulation or abuse, they choose to ignore the warning signs, believing that they can help their partner change or improve. In such cases, our well-intentioned efforts to help may inadvertently enable harmful behavior to continue unchecked. Strategies for recognizing and addressing warning signs without compromising our own well-being are essential in navigating these complex situations. One approach involves cultivating self-awareness and paying attention to our own intuition and instincts. If something feels off or doesn't sit right, it's important to trust our gut instincts and investigate further, rather than dismissing our concerns or brushing them aside. Moreover, maintaining open and honest communication with the individual we're trying to help is crucial in addressing warning signs effectively. This might involve expressing our concerns in a non-judgmental and empathetic manner, offering support and encouragement for seeking help or making positive changes. By approaching the situation with empathy and understanding, we create a safe space for the individual to share their experiences and concerns openly, without fear of judgment or condemnation. Additionally, seeking support from trusted friends, family members, or professionals can provide invaluable perspective and guidance in recognizing and addressing warning signs. By consulting with others who may have a different vantage point or expertise, we can gain valuable insights and develop a more comprehensive understanding of the situation. In essence, while helping others is a commendable endeavor, it's crucial to remain vigilant and attentive to warning signs or red flags that may indicate underlying issues or challenges. By cultivating self-awareness, maintaining open communication, and seeking support when needed, we can navigate these complexities with compassion and integrity, ensuring that our efforts to help are both effective and sustainable in the long run. In conclusion, while helping others is undoubtedly a noble pursuit, it's essential to recognize the potential pitfalls and challenges that can arise along the way. From the risk of burnout and compassion fatigue to the danger of enabling destructive behavior and overlooking red flags, the journey of helping others requires careful navigation and self-awareness. By prioritizing self-care, setting healthy boundaries, and cultivating resilience, we can ensure that our desire to help others doesn't come at the expense of our own well-being. It's about striking a balance between compassion for others and compassion for ourselves, recognizing that true assistance begins with taking care of ourselves first. In the end, the most meaningful support we can offer to others is rooted in authenticity, empathy, and self-awareness. By approaching the act of helping with mindfulness and intentionality, we can make a positive impact in the lives of others while also nurturing our own growth and well-being. After all, it's by honoring our own needs and boundaries that we can show up as our best selves, both for ourselves and for those we seek to assist. Thank you for being a part of this channel. Please subscribe to support me and be notified when a new video will be posted. Liking this video will also help me a lot in creating more Stoic content. Your presence and engagement make this community a beacon of wisdom and understanding in a world that often forgets the power of introspection and the strength found in solitude. Until next time, may you walk your path with courage, wisdom, and an open heart.